Unraveling English. Mastering reduced relative clauses. Hello, language learners. Welcome back to our series on intermediate grammar. Today we're going to dive deep into a specific type of relative clause, the reduced relative clause. This video will particularly focus on when to use reduced relative clauses. Let's get started. Reduced relative clauses are a simplified version of the regular relative clauses. They can make our sentences shorter and less repetitive. In a nutshell, they're formed by removing the relative pronoun and auxiliary verb from a relative clause. Here's a simple example for you. Full relative clause. The girl who is sitting next to me is my sister. Reduced relative clause. The girl sitting next to me is my sister. See how we removed the who is from the sentence. That's a reduced relative clause. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. When do we use reduced relative clauses? 1. To simplify sentences. As in our previous example, reduced relative clauses can make complex sentences simpler and more direct. 2. To convey the same information with fewer words. Reduced relative clauses allow us to be concise without losing any meaning. Consider the sentence, I have a brother who is living in New York. This can be reduced to, I have a brother living in New York. 3. To focus on the main subject. Reduced relative clauses are useful for bringing the focus back to the main subject of a sentence, not the subordinating clause. 4. To make writing more formal. In academic and formal writing, reducing clauses can help your language sound more sophisticated. While reduced relative clauses are a fantastic tool, they can't be used all the time. Here are a few things to remember. 1. You can only reduce defining relative clauses, not non-defining ones. Defining clauses give essential information about the noun, without which the sentence wouldn't make sense. For example, in the woman who works at the store is my aunt, the clause, who works at the store, is defining because it tells us which woman we're talking about. 2. Reduced relative clauses are generally used with active verbs, not passive ones. So, the cake that was eaten by the children cannot be reduced. 3. Be careful not to cause confusion. Sometimes, reduced relative clauses might lead to ambiguity. If the sentence is not clear without the relative pronoun and auxiliary verb, don't reduce the clause. Well, that wraps up our discussion on when to use reduced relative clauses. By understanding when and how to use these, you can simplify your sentences and make your English sound more natural. Remember, practice is key when it comes to mastering reduced relative clauses. Happy learning, and see you in the next video.